This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Kia ora, good evening. Welcome to the South Today. I'm Daryl Baser. It's now 6 days since the COVID-19 pandemic alert level was raised to its highest level of level 4, prompting a nationwide shutdown. This afternoon, the government has extended the nationwide state of emergency in response to the virus. Things are changing for New Zealand as this global pandemic continues to spread, and the South Today isn't immune to the issues facing the nation as we all band together to stop the spread of COVID-19. We at Allied Press thank you for your viewership and understanding at this time, as New Zealand joins the rest of the world in doing everything possible to reduce the impacts of the virus. World-leading New Zealand-born virologist Robert Webster says New Zealand is doing well in the fight against COVID-19. But he believes live animal markets should all be closed down and says this novel coronavirus is not the one he's been warning people of. He spoke with Otago Daily Times news feature writer Bruce Munro from the US this morning, New Zealand time.
Welcome, I'm Bruce Munro, and with me via video link is Dr. Robert Webster. Dr. Webster was born in Balclutha, New Zealand, and he works as a pandemic researcher in Memphis in the United States. He's a renowned virologist. The Smithsonian Institute dubbed Dr. Webster the flu hunter for his significant decades-long contribution to understanding and fighting influenza and other viruses. Welcome, Robert.
Welcome to you.
Worldwide, we're pushing towards 1 million confirmed cases of COVID-19 and 40,000 deaths. Was there anything that could have been done, that should have been done, which would have prevented this coronavirus coming into the human population?
Probably the thing that should have been done was the closure of the live animal markets throughout Asia. Not only in China, but Thailand, Indonesia have these live animal markets. So the closure of those where there is interaction between humans and animals under stress, that's what could have been done and was done with bird flu and was done with bird flu 2. And immediately the number of cases stopped increasing. But as soon as the problems go away, like SARS, as soon as it disappeared, the civet cats appeared again in the markets. So in the longer term, hopefully we'll learn from this that we have to close those markets. They're not essential for people's food. They are a luxury.
If New Zealand manages to contain the spread of COVID-19 and contain it to a low level, does that actually make us susceptible in the long run to future outbreaks?
No, I don't believe so. What New Zealand is doing is right on target. Absolutely brilliant, in fact. Look at the number of human cases and deaths you've had in New Zealand. Am I correct in saying that there are no deaths in New Zealand from this coronavirus?
We've had one death.
One death. Well, that's sad, but the number is still surprisingly low. So New Zealand is buying time until a vaccine is available. And that's going to take at least a year. But in the meantime, hopefully there are new medicines, there are new strategies. Already in the United States, they've approved the use of blood from recovered patients to save the severely ill. That was used in 1918, and 50% of those cases were saved. So this is a first step. Then probably would be monoclonal antibodies, then come the drugs that have been tested, and so on. So New Zealand is buying the time, and hopefully these drugs and eventually a vaccine will be available.
Right, that's good to hear. In the US, there are about 170,000 confirmed cases, and the death toll is getting up to the 3,000 mark. What is the mood in the US at the moment?
The mood in the United States at this time is that they realize, for the first time, I think, that this is a real disaster. Until recently, it wasn't taken seriously. Yesterday in the United States, at least 3 major megachurches held their services. This is just not understandable. But on the other hand, at the top levels, the government is not opening the country up by Easter, but at least another month of lockdown. So reality has finally struck.
In recent years, you've said that it's not if, but when another deadly pandemic like the Spanish flu hits. Is this COVID-19, is this the big one that you were predicting?
The short answer is, I don't believe so. I think that Mother Nature could send us something even worse. This is bad enough when you realize the number of people that are dying. But nature could do even more. So let's look upon this as a warning. Let's look upon this as putting things in place for that one that might come. Because if we go back to the way we were behaving, it's going to be inevitable. A super one will come.
So what are the lessons that you hope that we as a global community will learn and act on?
What will we learn? Hopefully, what we began with, that the live animal markets throughout the world will eventually have to be shut down. This will cause problems for some of the cultures in the world, but in the longer term, that's got to happen. But some of the other things we can learn is that we must give attention to the scientists who make predictions about what is happening. Let's look at global warming. Too many countries in the world, including where I'm living in the United States, are ignoring global warming. What about the plastics that we're using every day? It's time to get rid of them. The oceans of the world are being polluted. And so hopefully we'll learn that we have to treasure this planet, the only one we have. And so we were very fortunate to have such a beautiful planet. New Zealand protects it better than most. But unfortunately, too many people in the world are not listening.
Thank you, Robert. And thank you for watching. Kia kaha, New Zealand.
The Southern District Health Board has now overtaken Auckland DHB as the area with the most COVID-19 infections, with 15 new cases announced today. And in Dunedin, police say a woman has been given a stern warning after she verbally abused and coughed on supermarket staff at Pack and Save after being refused entry. Senior Sergeant Craig Dennison of Dunedin Police says a 32-year-old woman's behaviour is unacceptable after she allegedly coughed at a staff member at Pack and Save yesterday afternoon. He says she put other people's health at risk, as well as causing stress and anxiety. It's understood the woman then filmed supermarket staff before leaving in a vehicle. Supermarkets are currently enforcing distance boundaries between shoppers, as well as only allowing one shopper per trolley in stores. In Dunedin, the South Today. Sometimes major changes to a normal way of life can inspire greatness. And the COVID-19 pandemic and lockdown has prompted the hills to be alive with the sound of music at Carries Bay. In a bid to help with her lockdown cabin fever, opera singer Lois Johnson treated her neighbours to a special performance from her balcony on Sunday. Local opera singer Lois Johnson says she chose to belt out an aria from her balcony after some of her neighbours sent her messages asking if she'd sing something. Johnson says Italians have been doing it for a while, so she figured she could sing from her Carriers Bay balcony. The piece she chose was the Countess's aria from The Marriage of Figaro. The performance happened just after she'd learnt of the first New Zealand person's death from COVID-19 on Sunday, and says that sad news prompted an emotional performance. In Dunedin, the South Today. Time now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the situation, a weakening front decays over southern districts tomorrow night, then a rather cloudy but dry spell is set to remain through the weekend. In the southern towns, Balclutha, the Catlins, Lumsden and Gore can all expect moderate northeasterlies and some high cloud. The Catlins aims for 16, Balclutha and Gore head for 17, while Lumsden should be the warmest on 18 degrees. Travelling westwards to the Central Lakes, Queenstown and Wanaka and Alexandra are all in for light winds, high cloud and 19 degrees. Te Anau is set to be slightly chillier with northwesterlies, showers and 15 degrees. To the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru are set for moderate northeasterlies, clear skies and 17 degrees. While looking inland, Twizel and Omarama are in for light winds and fine weather, Twizel 20 and Omarama 21 degrees. In Dunedin, low cloud and northeasterly winds tonight with an overnight low of 12 degrees. Low cloud at first tomorrow morning, then clears to mostly sunny skies from mid-morning until the evening with milder temperatures. A high of 16 and a low of 12. It should be mostly cloudy on Thursday with light southwesterly winds developing and a chance of showers in the afternoon. A high of 15 and a low of 11 degrees. It should be fine tonight in Invercargill with a low of 7 degrees, mostly fine with high cloud tomorrow with mild northerly winds. A high of 17 and a low of 10 degrees. A few showers early Thursday should be clearing by lunchtime, then it should be mostly dry and a bit cloudy later on, with fresh southwesterlies. A high of 15 and a low of 11. And that's all from the South Today team for this Tuesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook. Stay tuned for the latest update from the government after this. Have a great evening. Stay calm during the pandemic. Don't travel unless it's necessary. Look out for your friends and whānau. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.